All right. So you are now consenting to have your face recorded. Everybody, you've been alerted. All right. So thank you guys for jumping on the call. If you don't know me, my name is Dana Eisinger. I'm in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I'm a Pruvit champ. And I have been with the company since the end of February of 2019, so going on 2 years, which is kind of crazy. I have had a great ride with Pruvit. I truly enjoy it. I started this to become a better mom, become a better employee, and wanted to help a couple people along the way. And here you go. I've helped like 1,600 people along the way. I've earned myself a brand new truck, which I get every day I look at it, I'm like, gosh, I can't believe I don't pay for that. Like, it's just truly, it's amazing. I've been very blessed. And so I'm very passionate about being able to tell other people about Pruvit, about the business and what it can offer to people. So I'm going to introduce Dustin, and I'm sure he'll go into a little bit more about his background, but Dustin is our keto pro. He's been in the keto involved in the keto lifestyle and the keto community for over 20 years. And he's like my go-to. He's awesome. So I'm super excited to be able to have him talk to us tonight. So thank you, Dustin.
Yes, I'm good to be on. I'm glad to be on. Do I sound okay? I don't have my earbuds in. Do I sound okay?
Mm-hmm. My dog ate one of my earbuds the other day. That was awesome. So I have one that works. All right, Dustin, so tell us, we're here to talk about the business opportunity with Pruvit. So like, why ketones? Why Pruvit? Why now? Like, why should people be interested in this?
Well, I think right now, I mean, everybody that's watching this is probably have some level of interest of wanting better in their life. And that's why I didn't wear the shirt on purpose, but it happens to be that I wore the shirt today. And so if we break it down, it doesn't matter if it's better vitality, better health, better performance, better in your career. Like you said, I want to be a better mom. I want to be a better, like in your career, we don't want to be average. We all are looking for better, but the world kind of gets on top of us a little bit and you kind of don't know where to lift up for air. But also from a financial switch in our lives, people are often looking for more. They're looking for new jobs, new careers, more contribution to more people. And so when you say why, I think the biggest reason is because you deserve it. As a person, you deserve to have some dreams and goals that you're looking for. But one of the things that I think is really important when you think about why Pruvit is we're a company that has completely shifted the world in supplementation, nutrition, and health and wellness, becoming a global educator on health and vitality, where we can educate. It's not doctors telling you what to do. It's people learning because they went through it to teach you that it's a simpler path to your health and vitality. And we get to share that, and I keep thinking back if you look at this, the keto conversation 5 years ago, nobody knew about it. Now nobody knows about it, but people are starting to hear about it. And what I mean by that is nobody really knows about it yet. They're starting to hear about it. It's like the first time you ever heard about the cell phone in the 1990s, the big, Dana, I know what you're talking about. Dana and I are down with this, the big car phones. It's like, if you had a car phone, you're kind of like, it was cool, but you kind of didn't tell anybody because it was kind of like, really? I don't get it. Now, if you'd have told me 20 years later, everybody's going to carry a phone that you flip open, and now it's a computer on your wrist, right? It's a computer in your hands. And that's where we are with this technology, is we're just at the beginning phase of the big old bulky cell phone in your car. So to me, it's just a huge opportunity for us, if you're looking for better in your life, to play a role of what we're doing. And there's multiple roles to play.
So I love that analogy. I've actually not heard that analogy, and I just love it.
I just made it up. So I mean,
it's great. Well, and it's funny. So I put a post on Facebook today about asking for memories about me, and my old college roommate referenced us using the cell phone and having to drive around to get 3 bars until we could get it to use. So,
and then nobody told you had to keep it hooked up because it had to stay charged.
Yeah.
And then when you needed it, it was dead, and you're like, no. Yeah, that happens too.
So funny.
But you know what's funny about that, Dana? Just to kind of trigger on that, if you could go back in time, who would have wanted to play a role in the cell phone business or industry? Who would have wanted to participate that when nobody knew what it was, but it was going to become something hip? It's not very often you get to be part of and this is a little bit of my entrepreneur side. I want to talk about my keto side in a second, but it's not very often that you get to be part of something that's never been done before, that's being created for the first time. You could say automobiles, televisions, airplanes, and then cell phones, and now keto. And yes, I'm putting keto in the same category of like entrepreneurship as all those other four: air flights, cell phones, television, and automobiles. It's the same capacity of impact it's going to make on the world in the next 15, 20 years.
So a sidebar, I mean, or maybe people want to know, how did you get involved in this? And what led you to it?
Well, basically, the true story, I've been doing keto for 20 years. That's not why I got involved in Pruvit. A lot of people think it's because I'm very blessed to do a lot of education on the side of the product. And that's a passion of my past. I was looking for opportunities. I learned at the age of 30 that if I don't change my life, my life was never going to change. And I knew that if I wanted to have a family, buy a home, travel, and have freedoms, that my current financial situation was never going to cut it. And it wasn't that I was doing so bad. I happen to live in California where everything's just a little pricey, but I didn't want to be average. I didn't want to just get by. I didn't want to go to while I was catching myself going to the restaurants and looking at the menu from the right to left, meaning I was reading the price. If the price didn't fit, I wouldn't even read the rest of it. I had to go to the area that I could afford, and going on airplanes and basically only picking places that, I could maybe go to. It was stressful for me. And I was devoted to my wife, and I said, listen, I want to make a difference in our family. And I had to do something kind of bold to do that. And it was a tough journey for about 4 or 5 years for me. And I started looking at this industry. And the reason why this particular industry, community-based marketing, is because I didn't have a huge background in business. I didn't have success in business. I didn't have a huge background in marketing. But I knew I didn't want to go build my own products. I wanted to find a way that I could leverage other people's strengths, and then me just become somebody that shared with something with passion and desire. And I knew this industry could do that for me. So I, for 3 years, looked for this industry. I met a guy in birthing class, and he goes, "Hey, bro, what do you know about keto?" I don't talk like that, but he does. And he introduced me to the #1 supplement in history. So I think that's pretty cool. In the industry I was looking for, but I didn't know that that's what he was coming to me with. It just happened to all come together. If you believe in coincidence, that was a big one. If you believe in you attract what you want, that's what happened. And ever since then, it's been history. And I've got to learn this industry. And now I'm more in love with the industry and teaching the business than I am with the product. I think actually the business in the community actually help more people than the product, even though it's the #1 supplement I've ever seen in my career. So it's pretty special.
So that's awesome. So tell us, I mean, you just said like the #1 product. Why Pruvit? Like, why would somebody want to get involved in Pruvit from a business standpoint? So I think that people on the call that aren't promoters, they've used the product, right? So they know how they feel on it, but why the business?
Well, I think I can go for this for about a year, and we'll break it down from the product. So if you don't know that the product is as powerful as it is, you can literally spend 20 years researching, and it is truly, I mean, I'm talking about from the highest researchers I've ever met in my career, which you're talking about NASA and Harvard Medical School, like talking about the top one. They're like, this is a huge breakthrough. Like this is a once in a lifetime thing that everybody needs. But if you look at it from like a business side of it, I know not everybody on here is a business person. I still don't know if I consider myself a business person. I am teachable and I'm coachable. And that's why I can do this, is that you have a product let's just look at it from the baby boomer side of it. If you're if you're in your 30s or 40s, most likely you are if you're watching this, or you're in your second half of your life above the age of 50, in the next 10 years, over a third of the entire country is going to be above the age of 50. And guess who spends most money in our country? People above the age of 50. It's not the people in their 30s and 40s. It's actually the biggest part of the population that spends money and have money. But guess what they also need? They need their health. So you have a product that can shift their energy, focus, mood, and sleep, helps with fat loss. #1 seller in the world of health and wellness is fat loss. We have the #1 product that helps with fat metabolism and maintaining it. And it's not a fad, it's not a catch, it's scientifically driven. And you can market it to all populations. There isn't a demographic you can't. Now you're going to want to find your niche. So, and I'm trying to like go over the top here, but, and it's a new technology. It's new. you sell on the cell phone now, you have competition with some big giants, right? There isn't. We are the giant. So you're locking arms with, let's call it Apple. When Apple just got started and started becoming a cell phone company, you're locking arms when it's on its way to the changing the world. It's just a huge, huge opportunity. The product takes care of you, takes care of yourself. The product cost, literally, most people replace a meal. So the cost absolutely doesn't become a factor if you can learn to share it that way. And that's just that's the simple parts of Pruvit. So when you think about the technology, the product, it's extraordinary. But I would add one little component to that. I realize I'm rambling a lot. Is if you ask my wife and I, who my wife is she's an attorney in the military. She's really big on leadership and mentorship, like huge. And her and I will both tell you the biggest blessing that we've gotten from Pruvit is how much we've grown. It's taught us how to be better parents, how to work our language, how to think cleaner. What I mean by cleaner is that we make better decisions. We have better emotional intelligence. We are parenting differently than we would have otherwise. And that's part of just being part of this community, that you get all that encouragement, that environment to grow as a person, to the point where sometimes your friends and your family don't even recognize you because you're becoming better. It's this way, better. And that's why you would become a promoter. And we haven't talked about money at all. We're talking about the intangible things that changes your life, because the money will come if you change your life and you change other people's lives.
I heard this story about Ben Kirby coming home, and his wife was like, "Who are you and what have you done with my husband? Because all of a sudden you're talking positive." Like, and that's so true. I remember my first event I went to, I looked at the person next to me and I was like, I'm in healthcare, my background's healthcare, and I'm like, I feel like I'm at a continuing education event. Like, this is amazing. Like the tools that are given to us from, from leadership is amazing. That is definitely truly a blessing. And the community of people that we get to meet is definitely another piece about the business that you just can't put a price on, right? Like, yes, the business is so rewarding from a financial standpoint, but these people that have come into our lives that never would have come into our lives before is just priceless. Definitely.
Well, what we learned, Dana, because we can get into the business side of it, because people are like, well, just tell me the money. I have some people, I'm red, y'all, if you know colors. I'm like, tell me how to, I want to make millions of dollars. I want to travel the world. I want to have dream houses. Like, I'm telling you, that's where I'm at. Like, I want to help millions of people. But at the end of the day, you can only have as much success as you grow, and we all are open to doing that. And that's why I like leading with that. When people go, why Pruvit, is because you become a better person. And as you do that, you make better decisions and you attract the right people to create a longer term business. And to me, that's the foundation, number one product in history that I've ever worked with. I'm going to put that out there forever. It's probably, I'm pretty confident that most scientific people would agree with me. But with a community that supports you to grow as a person in every capacity and meet you at we can teach you the business. That's what I want to encourage you. Like me, I didn't know the business. I was taught it, and I just listened and did the work, and great things can come your way.
All right. So show me the money.
Dana's red also. She's like, show me the money.
All right. So tell me, what are our opportunities here?
Awesome.
Somebody's interested, what can we do?
So here's going to come in. So we really have two paths. You can be a customer. You can stay where you're at. You can get free product as a customer. We want to love and encourage our customers. They're a big support. And a lot of our best promoters are customers first. Not everybody. I was not a customer first. I came in 100% on the business as an opportunity. The promoter option is basically when you come into a promoter, you have a couple different packages you can purchase for the next 7 days or 8 days. The $1 Keto Club still applies. That is going to go away. We have some really cool things coming for next year, so stay tuned. But if you want to take advantage of that 40% discount, I would take advantage now. And you get some really cool incentives. And this is how I want to explain this, is what we found is that for you to have success in your business, we don't want to teach you how to sell. We want to teach you how to share with excitement. We're going to teach you how to share with excitement. It could be friends, loved ones. It could be social media. Some of you go, I don't know anybody. Nobody listens to me. Well, guess what? We're going to teach you over time how to build influence using social media so that you can attract people. I had 0 friends on Facebook. Now I have lots of friends on Facebook. It took me time to build that, but I can use that as a business tool to gain confidence and gain a more sustainable income. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take you through our Go Challenge. You don't need to know all this, but we basically have very simple bonuses that you need to hit. And with each bonus, you get a commission. So you get your little bonus plus your commissions on top of that. So to kind of summarize, you can make an extra $2,000 if you hit all your bonuses in 2 days, 2 weeks, or in your first 30 days. And then if you buy our big MVP system, our big business builder pack, you can actually make an additional $2,000 over the next 120 days on top of all your commissions. So that's just getting started. But our goal for everybody out here is say, listen, if you're willing to grow as a person, you're willing to follow our systems, we'll teach you how to build a sustainable residual business. And that's going after this thing called All-Star. And with that, you're going to not only help yourself grow, you're going to help 5 other people start to gain their momentum. And we'll, as a team, teach you how to do that with our vision on becoming the next champion in Pruvit, where then you get a car bonus, $800. You can even work up to the $1,300 a month car bonus on top of all your commissions. And that's where the money comes. The money comes from you listening, learning, and teaching, being excited, and then ultimately finding other people and letting them participate in what we're doing and encourage them to grow with us. So that's the money.
I mean, what else do I ask right now, right? You showed us the money. And there's no limit, right, Dustin? I mean, the harder you work, I mean, you just keep going. Yep. And yeah.
Yeah. One of the things about this industry is sometimes people want to get in the weeds with a lot of the data, the numbers, and what I learned 4 years ago. I got a meeting with a guy that's very successful in this industry, most successful person I ever met in this industry, at least. And he goes, listen, there's 3 things that you need to know. And he goes, if you follow these 3 things, he talked to me for 10 minutes. Well, I talked to him, and then he told me 3 tips. And he goes, if you confuse these 3 tips, you'll never have success. And he goes, and the biggest thing was keep it simple. He goes, you don't want to be the expert. He goes, you want to invite people to let the experts speak. So if you invited somebody to this call, you're the smartest person on the call. The next thing is that our reward system it's robust. There's endless amount of income you can make with this. I'm meaning that. I mean, there's large incomes you can make, but you can only make that if you master the basics. And so it's about doing the basics over and over and over again. It's go pro, go MVP, go all-star. Go pro, go MVP, go all-star. That is our business. And then the last thing is invite people to come to our community. Like we have a huge trip coming up in Cancun, Mexico. It's a private legendary mastermind. It's for people that said, listen, I want to be a legend, or I want to, be in our $1 million club or our 7-figure earner club. They get to come and they get to get trained in lessons and learn from people that have made 7 figures a year in this company. And so we try to create as many environments, and we let customers come to that. It doesn't matter. And that's where the money comes. It comes, and then ultimately you have to help a lot of people. And right. And Dana's on her way to do that. I know Kirby's on his way to do that, and so many other people are too.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I can't stress enough too is people that are thinking about coming in the business is how much support that you have in Pruvit. Like that was something that totally blew me away when I started. Like we have Dustin on here Dustin is one of the top income earners in Pruvit, and he's getting on a call with us. I can text Dustin at any time and he'll get back to me. Like you have the support of people in Pruvit that you never would have imagined before. And that is, when you're someone who's starting a business, is definitely a huge, huge blessing, and something that is, definitely priceless. So you're thinking about getting started. What do you do to get started now, Dustin?
I would say this is, before I do that, you said support. You also get our own app. You get your own customizable website. Yeah. We do all the shipping for you. The payouts simply paid weekly and monthly. And I give you the shivers going back 5 years ago to what we all have now. We have some good stuff now. When we started, we had an email. That's what we had. We had one email that you got to send to people. But to get started, what you want to do is you want to get back to everybody. You want to really, as you're thinking about where you're going, I tell everybody this, and this may seem cheesy, but it just matters. What we know is your success is going to be built off of your desires of what you want. It's not how you travel to Europe. It's not how you pay off your debt. It's not how you pay off your student loans. It's not how you get a new car. It's why you want that new car. It's why you want to travel. It's why you want to pay off debt. It's why you want to help 1 million people. So I would just say, when you get off this Zoom or you watch the replay, just basically go, okay, what do I want? And why do I want it? And if it gets you all warmed up inside and you're excited about changing your life, then you know that you're ready to make a change. And then at that time, you're going to get back to whoever invited you. Now, some of you might take 3 months, right? You might go, I'm not that excited until New Year's. Well, I tell you, if you're excited, go now. Don't wait, because you're going to get a better discount. It's going to change. There's other incentives coming to New Year's, but the big discount is going away. But I would say this is really seriously look at the MVP system. And the reason why is it sets you up financially. It sets you up to create and make an extra additional nearly 3,000 more than if you bought the starter system. They're different in prices, but we just incentivize people that have a stronger investment. And we're going to teach you how to get those trials out. So that's what I would tell you. But get in where you fit in. We'll love you either way. And we're going to teach you the basics. But I'm going to encourage you, get the warming feelings, get excited, and then listen to what we're going to say. And I promise you, if you don't quit, you'll never lose.
I love it. I love it. Love it. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to add? Anything we missed?
No, just go. You have the best team in the company to be
We
part of.
do.
You gotta go.
Best team in the company. We can't say that enough, right? You sign up under somebody else, you're not gonna make as much money, have as much fun. No, maybe you'll make as much money, but you won't have as much fun because we're the best team around. Oh, training. We have training calls all the time. Like, people are there for you to help you get started. And I think that is so, so important. So thank you guys all for jumping on. We truly appreciate you. Take care. Thank you so much, Dustin.
Bye.